Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're completely demystifying an industry that is notoriously full of jargon, buzzwords, and, let's be honest, a lot of vague promises. We're talking about digital marketing. But we're skipping the dry textbook definitions today. Instead, we're using a real-world agency, First Page Ranks, as our masterclass to cut right through the fluff. We're going to look at exactly what a full-service agency actually does, why it matters, and, best of all, we're going to look at the actual hard numbers they charge for it.
Here is our agenda for today. 1. What is digital marketing? 2. Why small businesses need it. 3. The core service toolkit. 4. Digital marketing costs revealed. And 5. The First Page Ranks approach.
Section 1. What is digital marketing?
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly is digital marketing? It's a question that gets thrown around constantly, right? But how does an actual agency define it? Well, it isn't just one single thing. It's an entire ecosystem of digital channels, technologies, and platforms all working together to promote a brand. The big takeaway you need to grasp here is that it's all about engaging potential customers exactly where their attention already is, which is online.
To really understand the value here, let's contrast it with traditional marketing for a second. Think print ads, local TV spots, or passing out flyers. Historically, that means high upfront costs and a massive struggle with limited reach. I mean, you put a flyer out there and basically just cross your fingers hoping someone sees it. Digital marketing completely flips the script. You aren't just broadcasting into the void anymore. You're utilizing online platforms to have a targeted, trackable conversation with your exact audience, which yields real, measurable results.
Section 2. Why small businesses need it. Look, for a small business on a tight budget, your ROI, your return on investment, is literally everything. The beauty here is you don't need a massive corporate-sized budget to run a highly effective campaign. Because digital marketing provides real-time tracking, you see exactly what's working instantly. That completely prevents wasted resources. Add in the ability to precisely target your audiences based on their actual behaviors and interests. Suddenly, a local shop has the tools to level the competitive playing field. You can legitimately compete with major brands while building direct, long-term relationships with your customers.
Section 3. The core service toolkit.
Now, before we look at the list, here's a clever little side note from our source material. First Page Ranks actually lists hundreds of target cities on their site, from Amritsar to Zirikpur. It isn't an accident. It's a live, real-time example of local SEO tactics designed to capture search traffic right in front of us. Anyway, what's really interesting about this is the sheer breadth of services required to run a modern digital presence. The primary toolkit includes SEO and managing your Google My Business profile for local search. It involves pay-per-click advertising, social media marketing, and foundational pieces like web design and e-commerce development. A good agency doesn't just pick one of these, they integrate all of them into a cohesive machine.
But a full-service agency goes way deeper than just the basics. They deploy highly specialized tactics. We're talking about voice search marketing, literally optimizing your site so that when someone yells a question at their smart speaker across the room, your business is the answer. Add in programmatic advertising, which is automated, data-driven ad buying, plus influencer product seeding, and you quickly realize modern digital marketing is a whole lot more complex than just posting a few pictures on Facebook.
Section 4. Digital marketing costs revealed.
Okay, this is the moment we've been building toward. It is incredibly rare for agencies to openly publish their pricing, but our source actually lays it all out for us. Looking at the numbers from First Page Ranks, the estimated monthly cost for SEO ranges pretty widely, from 10,000 rupees all the way up to 500,000 rupees per month. Ongoing management for pay-per-click, social media, and content is typically bundled right into that monthly package. Meanwhile, structural foundations, like web design, are billed as a one-time project cost, anywhere from 50,000 to over 200,000 rupees, totally depending on complexity.
Let's focus on this specific starting number for just a second. 10,000 rupees a month for SEO. The source makes it very clear that these costs scale heavily. You might be wondering, why the massive range, all the way up to 500,000? Well, because the cost depends entirely on the size of your business, the ferocity of your competition, and the actual depth of the optimization work required. A small local cafe is going to be closer to this starting number, while a massive national e-commerce brand fighting for highly competitive keywords is going to be at the very top of that range.
So, the absolutely crucial point we need to nail down here is this distinction regarding advertising.
When the agency says pay-per-click management is included in your monthly package, that covers their fee for designing, targeting, and optimizing the ads. It does not, I repeat, does not include the actual money you pay to Google or Facebook for the ad space itself. The ad spend is entirely separate. Understanding this distinction is vital for any business that is trying to budget for a digital marketing push.
Section 5. The first page ranks approach.
If you are paying these monthly fees, this is guaranteed to be the very first question you ask, right? How long until I actually see a return on my investment? The source material directly addresses this, which is super helpful for setting realistic expectations.
The text gives a very candid answer. Search engine optimization is a slow burn. The agency states that SEO results typically take 3 to 6 months to appear. It just takes time to build authority with search engines. On the flip side, pay-per-click and social media campaigns are designed to deliver quicker, much more immediate outcomes. You turn the ads on, and the traffic starts flowing. A truly good agency balances both of these, the immediate hit of paid ads while slowly building the long-term, rock-solid foundation of SEO.
And this brilliantly illustrates their overall value proposition, which is built on completely avoiding generic solutions. They focus on tailored, data-driven strategies backed by transparent monthly reporting. They are prioritizing sustainable, long-term growth over fleeting overnight wins. Plus, they lean heavily into their deep local market knowledge of Mussoorie and the Uttarakhand region, using that specific geographical expertise to really help local businesses thrive in the digital space.
Which brings us to the end of our breakdown today, and leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question. Looking at the immense toolkit available, the precise targeting, and the required investment, is your business ready for the digital front page? Understanding the mechanics and the costs is just the first step. The next step is evaluating your own digital footprint and deciding if it's time to level the playing field. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.